Welcome, Grace teachers and staff. My name is Carrie Gazins. I am part of our tech services team. I'm here today to show you this device. This is your new Viewsonic Viewboard. It takes the place of your old display unit, whether you had a projector with just a screen or you had a smart board or some other type of device in your room to do any kind of displaying you needed to. This is now your new device. As you can see, this is a 75-inch screen. It is very large. It is mounted on a cart. I know many of you might wish that this was on your wall so it was out of the way, but the mobility of the cart allows you to put this any place in your room that works conveniently for you and your students, and also allows you to be flexible and move your room around and rearrange it as you need. So easy to move. There are large wheels on it. It has a very large base, which makes it very sturdy because it is a large screen and it's quite heavy. It will not rock easily, and it should be nice and sturdy for you and your students. I still would not recommend that we allow anybody to stand on the cart. Please remember that. The cart wheels also lock, so once you put it into place, you can lock those wheels to make sure it doesn't move around easily. But also remember that when you do want to move it, if it's not moving for you easily, it's probably because you have the locks on. So let's get started with how do we turn the board on. You have this board now. How does it work? It obviously has a power cord in the back. You will notice right here, that power cord comes down right about here on the board. Right underneath the board, next to that cord, there is a plug or a switch that you need to switch. It is the main power switch for the device. It is highly recommended that that power switch be turned off, for sure over weekends, but also a good idea to probably get in the habit of doing it every night. It will ensure that if there is any kind of a power surge from a storm or anything else that might happen in the building, that your device is safe. So please start thinking about becoming a habit to turn that on and off at all times. The switch, again, is by the cord right here on the bottom. I'll switch that on. When I do that, a red light will come on here to indicate that there is power going to the machine. If you don't see the red light, don't forget, if you don't see a red light, that must mean that the main switch is not on. Once that comes on, you can then push that as your power for the machine to go on throughout the day. You can turn on and off this way throughout the day. Again, in the evening before you leave, get in the habit of switching the main power switch off. Viewsonic, as I said, it takes a little while for it to come up. It is connecting, first of all, the TV to turn it on, but also then to Wi-Fi. So you'll see it come up. It talks about Viewboard, which is that interactive piece of the board. It has the touch capabilities. It will turn into that pretty nice background, but there's some things missing yet because it is trying to get on the Wi-Fi. There are two antennas attached right here on the side, in the back part of the device that are sticking out. Those need to connect it to Wi-Fi. Once it does that, you will see the information right here that I am seeing, which is the name of your device. We name them according to which building they're in and which classroom they're being used. Tells you the time of day it is, the day of the week, those kind of things. This can all be personalized, which we will do in another video for you and talk about doing that. These are some apps that you are going to get used to using on your board. And down here it talks about your Wi-Fi. Lets you know that you do have a Wi-Fi signal, that it is working. But also the idea, if you don't have Wi-Fi or Wi-Fi is not working well, if you have an Ethernet cord, which directly connects you to the internet, you can plug that in. There is a spot in the back of the machine that allows that to be done. I also have one more piece that I will point out to you in a little bit, but let's just talk a few more minutes about what this device has. It comes with a remote control, so you can use that to turn your power on off, to do volume control, input, all those different things that you can do on your board. So that is available to you. Along with that, what can you do? This board can be used standalone. Standalone meaning that you can just use it because it's on the Wi-Fi. It is an Android device, similar to a phone. As you all know, you can get onto your phone, you can get on the internet, you can upload certain documents that you might have in there. There's a lot you can do just with the machine itself. So to do that, Right here, there's an arrow that points down, and you can go to your browser. Your browser will take you right out and connect you to Google. From here, you could sign in to your account, your Google account, and it will bring up any kind of bookmarks that you have and all that kind of thing. You can also just do a random search without signing in and be able to display that way. Now that is all good and easy and simple to do and a great way to get started if all you want to do is show things that are out on the internet. However, it also can be a little unreliable at times. Just like your phone, your connection is only as good as your Wi-Fi. And if your Wi-Fi is not doing well, it sometimes loses that connection. Or as you travel, your connection can be good or bad. So this can be a little more unreliable than actually directly connecting to your laptop. So you can do it both ways. Simple, easy way to get started is to do it this way. Over here on the side, you will notice there is a little arrow, a little blue arrow, and it's a triangle, and it's in both sides here. So that will pop up some icons that you need, and what it allows you to do is do a refresh, but also to take you home very quickly. So you're back to the main screen of your device. Down here in the front, you will also notice there are several buttons. One of them is your home button. So instead of popping this up when you're in somewhere, you can also use your home button to get you back to where you wanted to go. There is a refresh button also there and a settings button when you need to get into your settings. Lots of things right here. This is also your volume button. All those can be controlled by a remote control or here directly on the board. You'll also notice that there are some plugins here in the front. There are actually 3 USB connections in here. USB allowing you to put a lot of peripherals. You could add a camera to this if you want, a webcam. You can add your document camera. Wonderful thing. So again, if you're just starting to use it, and the big thing is I need to be able to display a worksheet that I'm working with the kids, I need to have that up there. You can plug your document camera right into the USB connection. And what's wonderful about these boards is right here in the front is a camera. If I click on that camera, it takes me directly to my doc cam that I have plugged in. I have a worksheet sitting right here. Now you can see my hand in there. Obviously, I get a big visual of my worksheet. I am so excited about this. This is an improvement over the last boards that we've gotten. This is an amazing piece to have. So as you can see, my document camera is real close, but hey, if I just prop it up on something, it will allow me to show the whole worksheet. But look at what a nice view the students have of that worksheet that you might be going through with them. This is a great feature of this machine, is being able to just simply use your document camera to show students a visual of the worksheet that they have in front of them. But there's one more thing that it does really nicely on top of this. So you're showing this worksheet. What if you want to write on it? You used to have to put your pen down here and put your fingers through and do those kind of things. What's great about this board is that little triangle over here that I showed you on either side brings up these things, features on the side. One of the nice things is the pen option. It brings up your pen. It defaults to red usually. You can change the color. You have some options of colors, so you can use the red, or if you like orange, you can use orange, whatever you like. And you can go over here and you can mark up your board. You can put a box around, you can X out something if you want. You can also change colors at any time. So if I want to mark this one in red and circle it, there's lots you can do. Along the way, you can also highlight sections. Makes it a little bit thicker piece here. Lots of options here. What's great is then you also have an eraser, and what you use with your hand is the side of your hand. Just use the side of your hand and that will quickly erase things for you one at a time if you only have a few things. If you want everything gone, you simply use the trash can and it all goes away. Don't want the tool anymore? Click the X, it goes away. So this is a great thing to be able to use along with your document camera. You no longer have to put your hand in the way of what you are doing. You can do it directly on top. Think of what you can do with a math problems on a worksheet. Really cool features. I think many of you are going to find this to be one of the most beneficial pieces of your board, especially when working with students. But that's not all. So I'm finished using my document camera. Remember, in the front I have my house, which is the back home thing, or I can do it here. Either way will get me back to this screen. As I was showing you earlier, on the internet, you're looking up something. That option of that pen is available to be used even when you're on the internet. So if you found something and you want to point out to the students, look at the sheep here. Check out this word Ukraine right here. Whatever it is that you want, you have that pen ability again to be used in changing your colors. You don't want any of that information, you hit that delete button and it all goes away. X puts that back for you. So again, using your board as a standalone. Does not even have to be connected to anything but the Wi-Fi. I'm going to put us back again to home. But what if your Wi-Fi is not reliable? What if for some reason you have everything you want is already on your laptop and you want to be able to show that to the students right away? You can directly connect your laptop by cords. As I was telling you about the plugins here, there's more in the back. The back ones also include some HDMI connections and touch connections. You need 2 cords to connect directly to your laptop and allow you to continue to use the board as a touch. One of them is the HDMI cord, and one of them, as I was saying, is the touch cord. The thing is, you plug your HDMI and USB into your laptop. Let me go grab my laptop and plug those 2 items in. I'll be right back. Okay, as you can see, I have one of our new teacher laptops that you should have received. I am plugging in on the side here. There's an HDMI and a USB right next to each other on the side of my device. I can then set my device down, which I'm going to put it right here. As you will see very shortly, I don't even need to worry about looking at my screen anymore on there. I'm going to take the other end of my cords, the HDMI and the touch piece. Remember what I said, they need to match yellow to yellow or blue to blue. I'm going to put mine in the yellow here on the side. So I'm putting my HDMI in first, and then I'm going to put in my touch. You will hear those sounds, or you should hear those sounds for both of them. And what you will notice is very quickly the Viewboard was smart enough to figure out I plugged into HDMI 3 and it brings up whatever is on my computer screen. Again, now that I have it plugged in with both cords and I have that touch screen board piece put in, I no longer need to use my laptop. I can do everything from my board. So if I want to bring up a new tab, I just go over here and I tap, it'll bring up a new tab. If I want to go into Power School, whatever it is that you might be showing the students, you're probably not going to use that, but I can have all my tabs that I have up here on my board ready to use with the students and going into that with them. So that's a really nice feature also, because I can have everything prepped on my laptop ready to go for the day. Whatever tabs I need, I can be logged into Think Central, whatever it is that you might be doing with the students, and I can work from there. Again, that feature again with the pen still works. So if you have some kind of a worksheet up here that is ready to go, you can use that worksheet also. So say for instance, I want to look up something, I touch up here and let's see. I want to type in, I can type it in. I want to look up a math worksheet. I find something that I like that I need to use with the students. Let's say this one. So I can make this. So whatever you need to do to get this to show up, download that worksheet. I'm going to log in. There you go. Now my worksheet came up for me. And again, as I was talking about this feature, bring up your pen. And you can start saying 3 plus 5 is, and have the students tell you, and you can write 8. So you can go through here and show them how to do that. Change your pen colors in between. Want to get rid of one thing, you use the eraser in the side of your hand again. If you want to get rid of everything, the trash can. So having it connected directly to your laptop allows you to just walk away and use the board in front of the class. Now, what if you want to monitor your class? You want to be able to take your device, your laptop, use what's on it, but you want to be in the back of the room. Maybe you're working with a group for reading or something and you want to put something on the board for the students. We simply can unplug. I do not want to be connected that way. And what you will have is right now, you can still see down here on my screen, there is a little symbol and it's called VCast Sender. And you can look that up on your screen also. If you notice I'm flipping my screen around, I like to work with my new laptop. As it's yoga style, I usually put it over one of my hands and then I can operate from here what I am doing. So using my VCast Sender, I will be able to connect up, and let me show you how that works. We're going to go back home, and on your board, you will find something called VCast Receiver. You bring that up on your board, you will get a code. That same code has to be entered into your laptop. So on my laptop, if I can quickly show you, when I clicked on that little VCast Sender, a box came up and there's waiting for me to put a code in there. So I'm going to put in that code that I was talking about. That's up here on the board. And I'm going to type that in here, 9P7QCC. And when I hit OK, it comes up on my screen again in that same box, whether I want to cast or receive. I want to cast. I told it to cast, and if you notice, it brought up whatever is on my computer screen is now up here. What's nice is if I come close to the board, I can touch things and open them up, because when it's casting, it also allows the touch screen to work for you, which is wonderful. But also, if I'm somewhere else in the room, like I said, at a table working with the students, I can also control what I bring up here, and I can make things happen from wherever I'm sitting. So if there's something I want to display for the students so they can be working on that at the same time I'm working with another group, they can do that. So that's your VCast Sender. When you are finished using that, you no longer want to cast to your board, you just go down to that bottom and click on that symbol again right here. You notice it brought that up. It's bringing up here because it's also on my screen here. As soon as I hit that disconnect button on my computer, it will take it away and it'll take me back to this. You notice the code changed. So don't memorize your code for casting. It will change every time you try to cast again. That's to keep security so somebody doesn't learn your code and try to cast from another classroom or from somewhere else, and we don't want to have that happen. You do have to be on the same network in order to cast to the machine. So your teacher computer has to be on the same network for your school, the Wi-Fi, or otherwise you cannot cast. So we won't have to worry about somebody outside the building, but somebody within the building could do that to you. So again, we can hit our home button and we're back to the beginning. For now, I think that's enough to get you started. You can use these boards from day one. Number one, turn it on, and you can use the Wi-Fi through the browser. If we scroll through, you can go right to the browser. Number two, remember, you can go right to your camera. If you have your document camera put in there, you can display anything you want here. Remember, you also have that capability of bringing that pen up and working from here. You can directly connect with your cords through your laptop if you want, or you can VCast. There is a lot more this board can do beyond that it can also become a whiteboard, which I'm just going to briefly share with you how to do that. So that those of you who are ready to try that, whiteboard, simple, right? Whiteboard, tap on that. It will bring up the Viewboard whiteboard. Right now, that board has an ability for you to sign into it and do a lot of things by signing into it. Extra things that you can't do when you're not signed in, but that's for another day. For today, this is your whiteboard now. It has simple tools like a pen that you can pick different colors. I can simply write with my finger. Those of you who hate touching the screen and getting fingerprints all over your screen, you have a wonderful tool over here. Actually, two of them. The boards come with two pens. They have the pen writing, so you can, in a nice skinny write. They have the pen the other way to give you a thicker write. So if you prefer not to touch, you have two pens, believe it or not, that can be used. They can be used simultaneously, which is really nice. That means it has more than one touch point on the screen, which will allow you to do things with your students and have more than one student up here at a time. So this is a simple whiteboard so you can write on it with your hands. Now, are there more tools down here? Absolutely. Some which you can access very easily even if you're not signed in, some that you need to be signed in, and it will warn you when it wants you to do something that you need to be signed into. And like I said, we'll get more details to you later. But feel free to explore these buttons and see what they all do. But here's another easy way to use your board as a whiteboard for yourself and your students. Please remember, if you have any issues with your new boards, you can't remember how to plug in, it won't work the way that I showed you that it should work, any kind of issues that you're having, please feel free to contact us at helpdesk@gracesystem.org, and we will send someone out to help you. We will be doing more trainings for you, more tutorials, also some training sessions you can come in and actually work hands-on with it if you'd like to do that. So we look forward to working with you in the future. Enjoy your new display.